And a very good morning, everyone. How are you doing? Today we're gonna take a quick look at Bitcoin and Ethereum. Not a lot has changed since the last live stream, but I just want to go over it real quick and tell you my mind. So, I believe we have finished the ABCDE Elliott triangle wave. I see this wave as a correctional wave, which means that we will most likely resume the uptrend, the bull trend. And on the last leg down, so on point E, we didn't quite touch support. So at this point I am unsure if we're gonna have to touch support. I don't personally believe we do have to touch it, but it could very well be possible. So for me there's two scenarios that can happen right now. Either we will paint a bull flag here, which by the looks of it we are doing, and we will continue up towards resistance, which is currently sitting at around 9,000 USD, or we will go back down, basically retest support and test resistance after that as well. As you can see, we broke out of the channel that we had going on here. We did a retest and it appears to be a successful retest. So for now things are looking pretty good. They are looking pretty good and I am very well excited. Alts are performing, average. It's not a party yet, but maybe the party can come at a later stage. So as I said in my latest live stream, after we test resistance, two things can happen. Either we're gonna breach it very fast, or I got my count wrong. That's a possibility that I get my count wrong, in which case it should look more like this. The E will be on top side and we're gonna crash to 3,000 USD. So obviously that's also a possibility, but I think this possibility is smaller. I'm not really convinced that we're gonna have to go all the way back to 3k. I don't believe it. There's too much bullishness in the market, too much excitement in my opinion for that to happen. On the shorter time frame, so let's just quickly switch to the 15-minute time frame. We just completed a descending wedge. We had quite a violent breakout. It took a while. It took like 2 hours after breakout for anything to happen, but when the breakout occurred it was pretty violent and we made a 4% move to the top side, so that's looking pretty good. Once again, on the short term I am not really sure what's going to happen right now. Obviously I opened my long at 7,070 USD. I'm gonna keep this long. It's performing very well. I've got my stop loss just above my long, just so I don't lose any money in case we do dump. But for now it's looking pretty good, and according to me personally we still have at least 20% to go before the trend could possibly reverse and we get a massive dump, or we're just gonna break resistance and have one big party. Next I'd like to take a quick look at Ethereum. Kind of the same story, isn't it? There is a ton of support, as I've said in my previous live streams, between 350 and 410, 420 or 520, I'm sorry. I do not believe we're gonna go back to this support area. I don't think the price has to come back to 410 or 350. Reason being, this really is the support, isn't it? If this gets breached, I do expect the price to dump all the way down to 121 USD, and obviously this is a possibility, but I only see this happening in case Bitcoin breaks the wedge to the downside. So for now it's looking pretty good. Some key levels to look at are obviously 530 USD. You can see that we breached this level shortly, but we quickly recovered. And right now, you know, this would make for a retest. So I'm just gonna clear this up for you to see. We have resistance running down here from 1400, and it was valid until 620, you know, and the time span of this is about 3 months. Resistance got breached pretty quickly, faster than I expected, and now we made a retest, and this retest is successful. And as far as I'm concerned, we're just gonna continue our move upwards. There really is no resistance at this moment. One could say there is a channel forming here, you know, but I don't think this channel will actually last for a long time. So what are my targets? Obviously my first target is going to be 2100. I'd like to note I'm not in this for a quick swing. I'm using this as a long-term position, which I obviously picked up at 420, and now I'm just waiting for my target of 2100 to be hit. If you're more of a short-term trader, there are obviously some other targets which I will now list. I'm just going to remove this. Going to grab trend-based Fibonacci extensions. So if you're a short-term trader, you might want to be looking at, you know, 1200 USD, and short-term in my view is still a few weeks at least. You know, I don't do hourly trades, except maybe sometimes on BitMEX when I'm bored, but that's not really where I make the money. You know, that's also not where most people make the money. It's better to just keep it long-term, and you know, first of all, you're gonna need to put in less hours to constantly watch the charts, and second, profits are usually far higher. So yeah, I'm just waiting for this channel here to be breached, and when it gets breached, I expect a violent move to the upside, probably together with Bitcoin. You know, Bitcoin is performing very slowly at the moment. It's not going too fast, but if we do get a large breakout on Bitcoin, I just expect Ethereum to follow it, and we will all make a lot of money. So overall, I'm pretty bullish. This video is going to be rather short. I'm gonna do an alt video probably tomorrow, so make sure to keep an eye out for that. So thanks for watching, guys, and I wish you all happy trading.